This is a reading of Out of the Dust, Autumn 1935, Part 3. Music. I'm getting to know the music again, and it's getting to know me. We sniff at each other's armpits, and inside each other's ears, and behind each other's necks. We are both confident and a little sassy. And I know now that all the time I was trying to get out of the dust. The fact is, what I am because of the dust. And what I am is good enough even for me. November 1935. Teamwork. Louise and I take walks after dinner every time she comes. By the time we get back, the kitchen looks pretty good. Daddy only leaves a few things he doesn't understand, like big pans and wooden spoons and leftovers. And that makes me a little irritated, but it mostly makes me love him. And Louise, knowing exactly what's left to be done, helps me finish up. She was my father's teacher at night school class. She never married. She went to college for 2 years and studied and worked, and didn't notice how lonely she was until she met Daddy and fell into the big hurt of his eyes. She knows how to keep a home. She knows how to cook. She knows how to make things last through winters and drought. She knows how to smooth things between two red-headed people, and she knows how to come into a home and not step on the toes of a ghost. I still feel grateful she didn't make cranberry sauce last month at the first Thanksgiving we spent together. Louise made sweet potatoes and green beans and turkey and 2 pies, pumpkin and chocolate. I was so full, my lids sighed shut, and Daddy walked with Louise instead of me out to Ma and Franklin's grave, where he let Ma know his intentions. And Ma's bones didn't object, neither did mine. And when they came back to the house, Daddy still cleaned the kitchen. December 1935. Finding a way. Daddy started talking about planting the rest of the acres in wheat, but then said no. Let's just go with what we've got right now. And I've been playing a half an hour every day, making the skin stretch, making the scar stretch. The way I see it, hard times aren't only about money or drought or dust. Hard times are about losing spirit and hope, and what happens when dreams dry up. The tractor's busted. We don't have the cash to fix it. But there's nothing saying Daddy can't do the work by hand. It can't be any harder than digging a hole 40 by 60 by 6 feet deep. Daddy bought a second mule with Louise's help, her betrothal gift to him. He walks behind the team step by step, listing the fields to fight the wind. Maybe the tractor lifted him above the land. Maybe the fields didn't know him anymore, didn't remember the touch of his feet or the stroke of his hand or the bones of his knees. And why should wheat grow for a stranger? Daddy said he'd try some sorghum, maybe some cotton, admitting as how there might be something to this notion of diversification folks were talking about. And yes, he'd bring the grass back like Ma wanted, where he wasn't planting anything else. He'd make new sod. And I'm learning, watching Daddy, that you can stay in one place and still grow. I wipe dust out of the roasting pan. I wipe dust off Ma's dishes and wait for Daddy to drive in with Louise, hoping she'll stay a little later, a little longer, waiting for the day when she stays for good. She wears a comical hat with flowers in December, and when she smiles, her face is full enough of springtime. It makes her hat seem just right. She brings apples in a sack, perfect apples. She arranges in a bowl on the shelf opposite the book of poetry. Sometimes, while I'm at the piano, I catch her reflection in the mirror, standing in the kitchen, soft-eyed, while Daddy finishes chores. And I stretch my fingers over the keys and I play. December 1935.